This is Apex Pro Wrestling. I am the Duke of Debonair, Derek Del Monte, and this is our very first episode of DDT. Here at DDT, we bring you all the news from Apex Pro Wrestling. We are hot off the heels of our biggest show of the year, Glory, at the back end of July. We had so many different changes of champions in this show. It was packed to the rafters, absolutely stunning matches, and some of the biggest names in this country. One of the championship matches that we had a change of champion in is the Apex Rising Championship, which was owned completely by Sam Steele for a very long time, one of the most experienced wrestlers in this country. And he was facing one of our fastest rising stars in the Hitmaker, Zahir. Nobody thought that Zahir would get anywhere near that title, up against somebody with so much experience, trained by the legendary Johnny Kincaid. But he came out on top, and the explosion in that room, even Ronnie Fontaine popped. And that's saying something considering he hates him. But today, we are going to be speaking to that new champion, the Hitmaker, Zahir.
I got no skill, nothing less black than hill. Nothing fucking real. Family back to the hill. I got no chill, no chill.
You're now listening to the sounds of Zahir music.
Just watch about the blaze through the end. Say something. My mama told me when I was a youth, anything was
Zahir,
great,
welcome.
was nothing. In the place where an eye leads to
Thank you for being my first guest on DDT.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, how was it? Describe to me that feeling of beating Sam Steele at Glory.
I feel like it's something I've been working towards for quite some time. I think you mentioned that nobody expected me to win. I did. And hearing the crowd pop at the end was really the icing on the cake. They seem to have slowly started to get behind me in the match. And the feedback after was really good as well.
Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. What was your feeling building up to that match? Give me some of that real Zahir. Was there nerves? Was there some tension? Ed, I know you said that you had no doubt that you were going to win it, but come on.
When I set a goal, I worked towards it. So that's all I was seeing was the date and working towards it. So I was in the gym and I was training, and that was like the deadline. So that's all I was really focusing on, the goal at hand. So obviously there's a little bit of nerves and anxiety due to my inexperience. But when I came out of the crowd and heard those cheers, it was game time. I was ready.
So building on that, you say you're inexperienced. You've been in the business, what, a year?
Yeah.
And you're already a champion here in Apex. How does somebody that looks like you go from 1 year of training and shows to beating someone that looks like Sam Steele?
So you mean looks like me, like dashingly handsome? Is that what you're trying to
Small and stature.
You mentioned that he's been around for like 20 plus years and he's trained with legendary people. But he's had a decorated career and he's on his way out. I'm just getting started. We're at different stages of our careers. So he had nothing to prove, really. So as good as he's been and held the belt for a long time, it's time for him to move on. It's my time now.
So you're thinking it's time that Sam Steele retires?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do next. And that's not my problem, really. All I really care about is this title and cementing my own legacy as a champ.
Well, we know what Sam Steele is doing next, and that's facing our new heavyweight champion, Mr. Joshua King. So maybe that's a bit of a step up for him from you. So leading on to that, what's next for Zahir?
So we look at the next match, which is on the 21st. So this is Ascend. I made my debut at the last Ascend last year, and I'm walking into this one defending the title for the first time. So that is the next goal.
So you're up against the relentless JB Michaels, somebody that has been away from Apex for quite some time, has only recently come back, but he has shown time and time again how brutal he really is in that ring. Tell me, what's your game plan leading up to your first defence at Ascend?
Same. It's always to win. All he is an obstacle right now. Yes, he's experienced, but he hasn't been around for a long time. Has he been at the gym? Has he got conditioning? Can he last longer than 5 minutes? That's what we're going to find out. So I don't know if people think that after I won that belt, I was backstage and, patting myself in the back and celebrating. I wasn't. I was behind the curtain. I was watching because I knew any one of those guys might be my next challenger. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. JB Michaels was in the match afterwards. So I've seen what he can do. Yes, he's quite menacing. Yes, he's bigger than me. He's going to be a tough opponent, but none of that's going to matter.
Oh, what? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be something going on backstage. We're just going to go and check it out, see what's happening, and we'll be back with you. Welcome back to DDT. We are still here with the Hitmakers Zahir, and as he mentioned, our next show, the 21st of September, Ascend, where Zahir will be defending his Apex Rising Championship up against the relentless JB Michaels. But headlining this show, we have the UK's first Tag Team Ultimate X match, where there will be a cross of 2 wires above the ring, 2 belts hanging from the middle of those wires, 4 teams having to clamber across those ropes to pull down the titles for the championships. This is going to be the hardest that the 666 pack has been in, the hardest match possible. Will they be successful? It only takes 1 member of any team to get up there and pull those titles down. So as we've just said, Ascend coming up, your first title defence against the relentless JB Michaels. Tell me, what are your personal feelings towards this veteran of Apex Pro Wrestling? I'll tell you what, why don't you tell him yourself, because the cause of all of that commotion earlier, the relentless JB Michaels. Let's get you over here.
Is it too close there, mate?
Michael, let's get you over here, eh? Let's keep you separated for now. Why don't you sit a little bit closer? Come on. All right, it's a little bit too close. So, your thoughts on Mr. Michaels here?
Yeah. Welcome back to Apex. I'm the Rising Champion. You might have heard. Former. No, current champ, but
Not for long.
not for long.
I see you've polished that belt nicely for me, like I asked you to on that post on your silly little Facebook.
That's as close as you're going to get to that title, bud.
That's coming home with me after the 21st. I can promise you that.
JB Michaels. There's been a lot said on Facebook recently between the two of you. Give me some feeling. How are you feeling about our new champ here?
I'm a little bit offended that you class him as a champion. He may have that belt, but he's no champion in my eyes. He's not worthy of that nice, freshly polished, beautiful belt.
Not worthy, he says, Zahir. How do you feel?
I don't know if you've been around, I don't know if you've been far away for so long, but what happens is, in a title match, you have 2 people wrestle each other, and then whoever wins ends up with a title. So in terms of being worthy, that's not quite the case. And that's why that's on my shoulder and not yours.
Zahir said earlier that he questions your fitness, questions your stamina. Can you last longer than 5 minutes in a title match or any match? What'd you say?
As you'd have probably seen from the last show, I can definitely last longer than 5 minutes. I mean, 4 other opponents, and I was still going at the end. I can definitely last more than 5 minutes and take that beautiful belt home with myself.
I wonder if your girlfriend would say the same. Who won that match? Was that you? Who won that match?
No, it wasn't me. This time it will be. Don't doubt that. Little boy.
Little boy.
Little boy.
Little boy.
He's challenging your age, like your size, your stature. Come on, what would you got for that?
I mean, you know what they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, you've got a lot of, you know, you're a bigger lad than me.
Trust me.
Yeah?
That size will help me.
Will it?
It'll make this easy pickings.
I'll literally run around you for 5 minutes and
We'll
you'll be
see, won't we?
dying.
How about we find out now?
Yeah, you want to find out now?
You think you're big
Wanna
enough,
find
boy?
out? Bring it.
Oh, come on, you think this is going to
Lads,
happen?
lads,
Come
lads,
on.
calm down.
Come
No,
on, don't tell me to calm down.
calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Hey, this is my show, not yours.
My show now, boy. My show now. Yeah? Yeah? You gonna let me have him or not?
No, you'll stay away from him. You'll stay away from him.
Sure, we will do this, Del Monte.
Don't.
You guys gonna like help him or what are we supposed to do? Someone gonna stop him?
Someone get his guy off of me!
Come on, Del Monte.
You're not gonna help him, no?
We'll see you next week for another episode of BT.
Is someone gonna come help him?